Hey there. I wanted to make a tutorial on getting a Minecraft server set up on TrueNAS Scale. This is gonna be the community edition. Um, and I had some trouble getting this figured out, just small little things, and I wanted to iron them out. Now, I ran a modded server, so, and I know this says all the mods 10, but originally I was running all the mods 10, but now I'm running all the mods 9 on this. It's just a little bit more polished. So you basically just set your time zone. I think this by default is checked, and here you want to select your what type of loader you're gonna use for your mod pack. So all the mods 9 runs on Forge, so you select Forge, and it's also important that you select the right version for the mod pack you're gonna be using. Like the you know so this is like the Forge loader version. It's not the Minecraft version you're going to be running. So this is the version for Forge that I'm running, and it tells you to go to this link. But if you look at this link, it's going to be decrepit 404 doesn't exist. Um, but I found this site, and this is what really was the game changer. So if you're familiar with Docker, you'll see this as a regular Docker compose file. So you see your ports and everything. But if you come down here, for example, if you're gonna run NeoForge, um, and you can and it tells you right here you can specify the version of NeoForge you're gonna run. So let's say for example your mod pack server runs maybe NeoForge 1.21.3. I don't know if that's a real thing. So you just do 1.21.3, and you'll see here it tells you what your environmental variable is going to be, which is going to be version, and it's going to tell you um, what you're going to put in there. So if you come back to TrueNAS right here, you can see this. I ran Forge because for all the mods line I use Forge, so I just ran Forge. Then I typed in the version, and this is really good for certain things. Well, actually, no, this is the Minecraft version right here. This would be the NeoForge version. So you're just gonna have to look at the mod pack that you're gonna use. So for example, if we curse, go to curse forge all the mods 10 server. So if you look at the server files right here, um, we can see that so this runs on Minecraft version 1.21.1, but the NeoForge version, how you find that is once you download these files, you'll be able to see like the jar file, and it'll basically say NeoForge, whatever the version of NeoForge is, and that's what you want to type in here and just copy the outline here. Um, yeah, and let's see. I mean, like ports and everything are pretty basic. If you've set up Minecraft server multiple times, I didn't mess with this here because it's pretty self-explanatory down here. If you're gonna set up seeds, this is for like admin stuff, the RCON. I don't use that or ever used it, so I just left that blank. Of course, defaults you wanna allow Nether and everything. If you're playing Minecraft modded, I recommend you just allow flight and spawn in NPCs and everything. Because let's say, for example, you have a mod that has a jetpack, you don't want the server to be kicking you out just because you're using a server. And you know online mode is set to true because if you're gonna be playing online with people, express with random people or people you should probably have online mode on if you don't want people creating random like local Minecraft accounts with the same names and have them being able to load in to other people's Minecraft like accounts. Like if you're playing with your friends, it doesn't really matter, but like just for the sake of integrity, have online mode on. And this is something that really took me by surprise. So in TrueNAS, typically, you can set your CPU, and CPU is done by number. So I have a 16 thread CPU, so I did 16 threads, which allows it to utilize it. And then, so I set the RAM down here to 23,750 megabytes of RAM. I have 80 gigabytes on this server. So I set it to 23, this is ample and plenty, but I play with multiple people. I think for all mods 9, they typically just recommend you only have like 9 is all you really need. 9 to 12, I think, if I remember correctly. but I did 23 because I also increased the render distance above default, so I decided to give a little bit more RAM. So you want to set your RAM, and this is how much RAM the container is going to have access to on TrueNAS. But then also you want to come up here and you also want to do this environmental variable of memory, and then type in the amount of memory you want the Java to have access uh, right here. Um, so for example, I gave it less because I also want the container to have extra RAM. This is probably more RAM than the container needs. If you notice it's a difference of like 1,000 MB, which is probably more than plenty for a Docker container. But I have the RAM to spare, so I was like, why not? If you're a little bit tighter on your budget of RAM, maybe you might want to dial in those numbers to get precise numbers. Let's see, anything else that you guys might run into? Oh, so right here is where I keep the Minecraft server. I just keep it on a Fortnite blockchain. So how I got the files in there was I created an SMB share, and I gave myself local user permissions to edit the files. I just extracted the server files and just, copy pasted those, drop those in there, set it to the right version, and then, you know, I just put the settings, start it up, and the server will just grab those. I'll just find the right file to start, and I'll just execute that and start. One more thing is the Java image is important. If you're playing like older versions of Minecraft, I know I've played like 1.7.10. It's not really happy with Java version 21. That one is happier with Java 8. So, just keep that in mind. Maybe if you're running into any errors, just look at the specifics of maybe you might be using the wrong version specifically for those older uh, mod packs. And that was for the Beast Infinity Evolved. But but like if somebody's already created a Docker image of the mod pack you want to play, you could just use that. But I prefer using this, just because I like knowing that I have a host path, so my world will be persistent. Because you don't want to just run your world without not having a persistent um, storage place. Because if your server was to shut down or something, you could end up losing all player data, and that would really suck. Uh, Another thing is I have two storage pools, so on I put the server on SSDs because I just don't think it's smart and very practical for load times to have it all saved onto hard drives. It's gonna take longer. And so again, this right here is basically your golden tickets to any of your configs you're gonna want. It will tell you the environmental variable here, and you can just take the variable or whatever it is, find it here and just type it in. In worst case, if this isn't working out for you, you can always just copy all of this and just create a custom app. But I prefer having this because you get it all to look nice. If you have any comments or questions, drop down below. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and maybe it'll help somebody else. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, let me know, and I would love to make more tutorials for you guys, specifically with TrueNAS or even Docker in general. Yeah, thank you, and have a great day.